Welcome to Smashville. This is PK Subban.
I'm Dan Hamhuis.
This is Craig Smith.
This is Mike Fisher.
But you need to dig in right now, every guy.
Everybody loves their soldiers until they come home and stop fighting.
Enough is enough.
They need me to bleed, and I'll bleed for my team.
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
This is Ryan Johansson. Welcome to Smashville.
This is Philip Forsberg.
I'm Victor Arvidsson.
I'm Ryan Ellis.
I'm Matthias Ekholm.
I'm Beckerin, and you're listening to the Renegades of Puck with Crazy Charlie.
Crazy Charlie puts words in my mouth. You can't trust that guy.
If you can't get some fire, some passion, some energy, and figure out how in the hell to talk about this magnificent sport of hockey that has taken over the city of Nashville, then why are you on the radio? You don't deserve it, and you should do the honorable thing and turn your mic in. You're making a damn fool of yourself.
This is my declaration. I'm coming after every single one of you. The lazy, the tired, the boring voices out there. Your time is up. I'm Crazy Charlie Saunier.
I'm Pete Weber of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck with
Crazy Charlie.
Find a way, boys. No more half-stepping.
Now, here's your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Before we get started with the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're getting educated about the show, that's when you click on that merchandise tab. Going to take you straight to our classic logo tee. All the different gimmicks you've come to know, love, and expect from the Renegades of Puck, like socks, wall art, bed sets, throw pillows. It makes no difference to us. After all, the easiest way to say is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance as an independent, unaffiliated operation known as the Renegades of Puck. So here's how you can jump in the trenches with us. Our active social media platforms at this time are Threads, Facebook, and Instagram. So please, if you can, it doesn't cost you a thing and it doesn't take you but a second, but it sure goes a long way to helping us out here in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. YouTube is where we are trying to build our core audience right now. So if you can lend a subscription over to our channel, we sure would appreciate it. Pass those links around to the Renegades in your life and help us out as we continue to build the future of the Renegades of Puck. If you would like to support us financially, you can go to Venmo and you can search Renegades of Puck. I think the QR code is still in the virtual tip jar over there. The one over there is gone. Most of the set has started to go missing. It's been dismantled. If you've been following along on social media, you've certainly seen the pictures of the new Renegades of Puck headquarters, formerly known as the Bunker. The HQ will be over on that side. You'll see it soon. If you're following around on social media, you'll start to see the pictures. And if you're watching Channel 5 in the next couple of days, you may be quite surprised to see something very, very new on your television set. So every dollar goes to helping us finish off the last 50% of the new set and also then build the equipment side of things. So we're going to continue asking because we continue to need support out there from you Renegades. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Stick taps, love, and respect. Now, listen, I know it's time for the Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 990. That's right. It's time for show number 990. And at this moment in hockey history, well, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in the Central Division after 78 games skated. They have a record of 28, 42, and 8. 64 points has them all alone in the wastelands of the Central Division with a little lead to the left of their name. 9-25 and 5 is their road record this season. They'll go for their 10th road win of the season in their next game at Utah. We'll preview the Mammoth, whatever they are, in just a moment. 199 goals scored for the Predators this season, 258 goals given up against. That's a goal differential of -59. Now, for the Nashville Predators, well, there are only 3 games remaining on the schedule after this game in Utah. Saturday, the final road game of the season will take place in Vegas against the Golden Knights. Monday, back home against Utah for the second time in just a matter of days. And Wednesday, the regular season comes to its conclusion versus the Dallas Stars at Bridgestone Arena. For the Predators and the Utah question mark. They've played one time this season. They'll play 2 more times. On the 9th of November is the first time that they met, and it was a 4-0 win for the Nashville Predators at Bridgestone Arena. Saros picked up the 27-save shutout. Forsberg scored 2 goals. Nyquist and Marchessault added the other 2. Ingram, 17 out of 20 to take the loss. These 2 teams will meet up again Monday when the Nashville Predators will host Utah for the second time this season at Bridgestone Arena. When it comes to Utah, they are are currently in 6th place in the Central Division in their first season in their brand new home. They've skated 78 times, the same number as the Predators. They have a record of 30-12. That's 84 points. That's 20 points ahead of the Nashville Predators. They're in 6th place in the Central Division. Their home record is 18-15-7. They have scored 225 goals in the season. They've given up 235 goals against. It's a goal differential of -10 recently for Utah. Go back to the 30th of March. It was a 5-2 win at Chicago. Then on the 1st of April, a 3-1 win versus Calgary. On the 3rd of April, a 4-2 loss versus Los Angeles. On the 5th of April, a 4-1 win versus Winnipeg. And most recently, on the 8th of April, a 7-1 win versus the Seattle Kraken. Vejmelka picking up the victory in net, going 18 out of 19. One of the most lopsided games we've seen on the scoreboard in quite some time. The records, the numbers, the rankings, the statistics, all of that coming up right now in this matchup. The goals for category. Utah's at 2.87 goals per game this season. That's 21st overall in the NHL. The Predators at 2.54 is 32nd. Goals against. Preds giving up 3.31 per game is 26th in the NHL, while the Utah Hockey Club is giving up 2.97 goals per game. That's actually quite respectable at 17th in the league. Shots on goal. Predators at 6th overall in the league at 29.4. Utah at 15th at 28.3. In the shots against category, Utah's giving up 27.7 per game. That's 13th in the league, while the Predators are giving up 28.3. That is 14th overall in the league. In the special teams scenarios, in the power play, 21.2% power play conversion rate for the Nashville Predators is 18th best in the league. 46 conversions, 217 power play opportunities for Utah. 23% conversion rate is 15th overall in the league. When the penalty kill, 81.8% kill rate for Nashville is 8th overall in the NHL. 43 power play goals against the season. The Utah Hockey Club's 80.9% kill rate is 11th best in the league. They've given up 45 power play goals against on the season. Individual statistic leaders for each of these teams. Let's talk about the top 5 scores, and we'll do the goaltending matchup, and then we'll get on to the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Philip Forsberg now with 30 goals on the season and 42 assists for 72 total points. Each of these numbers leads in each of those respective categories. Marchessault back in the lineup for the Nashville Predators. That's fantastic news. 19 goals, 33 assists, now 52 points on the season. His first season as a Nashville Predator. Steven Stamkos also his first season as a Nashville Predator. 27 goals, 24 assists, 51 points. 4 games to go. A chance to make it to 30 goals in his first season as a Nashville Predator after a really tough year. That would be a very, very special way to finish. O'Reilly's now at 18 goals, 28 assists for 46 points. I think everyone would agree that's a bit of a depressed number for him this season. I think he'd like to be a little bit better. And Captain Romeo still out on injured reserve, has 9 goals, 29 assists for 38 points, still 5th overall on the team in scoring, even though he has missed significant amount of time now. For the Utah Hockey Club, Keller having one hell of a season out there in Utah. 27 goals, 57 assists, 84 total points. Schmaltz is at 18 and 42 with 60 total points. Cooley 23 and 35 for 58 total points. Genther 26 goals, 30 assists, 56 points. And Sergachev 15 and 36 for 51. Keller typically plays quite good against the Nashville Predators regardless of what the color or of the jersey is or the name of the team or the city they play in at the time. In net, Vejmelka for Utah, 25, 21, and 7, 2.51 goals against, averaging 9.07. Save percentage versus UC Saros, 18, 30, and 6 at 2.97 goals against, average with an 8.95 save percentage. That's got you all set for the Nashville Predators' final road trip of the season. Off to Utah to face off against the Mammoth Hockey Club. That's going to do it for this preview portion. Let's go back and talk about what happened in the Nashville Predators' last home game against the New York Islanders. It was a wild one. The full recap coming up next on the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. We go all the way back to April the 8th, year 2025, when the Nashville Predators welcomed in the New York Islanders to Bridgestone Arena. Bunting, O'Reilly, Evangelista make up your first line. Forsberg, Stamkos, LaRue the second line. Verona, Svechkov, and Marchessault. Smith, McCarron, and Wood finish out the forward alignment. Your defensive pairings are Shea and Blankenberg, Del Gaizo and Barron. England and Osterley. Onanen gets the start in net. It's only 9 seconds into the first period where we find our first action. That's Ilya Sorokin coming up with a save on Luke Evangelista, the first shot on goal of the game. 32 seconds in, Onanen comes up with a save on Horvat. That's the first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators. Holmstrom with his 19th goal of the season comes at 4:16 of the first period. It was a deflection at close range, giving the Islanders a 1-0 lead. But at the 6:44 mark of the first period, O'Reilly responds immediately with his 18th goal of the season. Jam with Michael Bunting and Luke Evangelista ties the game up at 1 apiece. 8:26 now of the first period. Onanen comes up with a save on McLean at the 11:45 mark of the first period. It is Forsberg with his 30th goal of the season. A wrist shot snipe, unchallenged for potential goaltender interference. The Nashville Predators take a 2-1 lead at the 13:05 mark of the first period. Sorokin coming up with a save on Wood, plus the follow-up by Cole Smith at 16:12 of the first period. Horvat is on the board for the Islanders with his 27th goal of the season. A clean face-off win leads to a long shot, which goes off of the body and into the net. We have a 2-2 hockey game here in the first. 18:10 of the first period. Sorokin comes up with a save on O'Reilly. At the end of the first period, we have a 2-2 tie, and the Predators out shooting the Islanders 12-8. 1:28 now into the second period. Sorokin comes up with a save on Forsberg at the 2:47 mark of the second period. Sorokin comes up with a save on Verona. 4:36 of the second. Holmstrom with his 20th goal of the season makes it 3-2 in favor of the New York Islanders. This game continues to be back and forth. 5:18 now up the second period. Sorokin comes up with a save on McCarron. 7:17 in the second. D'Angelo off the box. 2 minutes 4 holding on Phil Forsberg. Stamkos cashing in on that power play for the Nashville Predators with his 26th goal of the season. It was a one-timer from the left circle, and that makes it 3-3 now midway through the game at the 10:02 mark. The second, O'Reilly off the box. 2 minutes 4 tripping. No shots on goal for the Islanders. A very strong penalty kill for the Nashville Predators. The 12:09 mark of the second period, though, Siplikov picks up his 9th goal of the season. He was wide open in the slot, and that puts the Islanders ahead 4-3. But then at 13:25, McCarron responds for the Predators yet again. His 5th goal of the season comes off of a hard drive to the net, plus his follow-through and rebound jam. This makes it 4-4 here in the second. Another potential challengeable play, but the Islanders opt not. 15:01 now of the second period. Sorokin comes up with a save on Barron. 16:19 of the second period. Sorokin comes up with a save on Marchessault's backhand. Shots on goal at the end of the second period in a 4-4 hockey game. 23-13 in favor of the Nashville Predators. So 2-2 at the end of one, 4-4 at the end of two. You see where the pattern is heading here, Renegades. 35 seconds into the third period. Onanen coming up with a save on Pelech. 4:10 of the third. Onanen comes up with a save on Horvat. 6:23 of the third period. Onanen comes up with a save on Fasching. And at 7:35, Onanen a save on McLean. Where are the Nashville Predators in this period? At 8:55 of the third period. Stamkos off the box. 2 minutes 4 tripping. He felt that it was a dive, uncalled. 0 shots on goal. And instead of a strong penalty kill, which, I mean, you give them credit for it, but it was a weak power play. It's been a weak power play for the Islanders all season long, and it really bites them right here. 11:49 now at the third. Högberg comes up with a save on Luke Evangelista. 14:07 of the third. Onanen a save on Pajot. 15:21 of the third period. Palmieri's 24th goal of the season gives the Islanders a 5-4 lead. Drives to the net and roofs the backhand, and the Predators just seem to sink as this puck goes into the net. 15:57 now of the third period. Pollock's off the box. 2 minutes for hooking. Mayfield for the Islanders picking up his third of the season. A shorthanded goal, bar down off of the rush. A missed high sticking call had the Predators, especially Steven Stamkos, incensed at this moment. The Islanders do take a 6-4 lead, and the Predators are assessed a bench minor at this time for unsportsmanlike conduct. That means the rest of their power play is gone. But in the 4-on-4 scenario, Horvat would pick up a tripping penalty for 2 minutes. That would lead to a 4-on-3 power play for the Nashville Predators with the extra attacker on. That makes it a 5 5-on-3, and Steven Stamkos is cashing in for his 27th goal of the season. A wrist shot from straight away out high, a different location, but that shot lethal. Islanders still have a 1-goal lead, 6-5. Get the extra attacker back on for the Nashville Preds as they continue to grind away. And at 19:21 of the third period, Bunting with his 18th goal of the season comes off of a double deflection of Stamkos's heavy shot. One off of Bunting, one off of a defensive player, and into the net, tying this game up at 6 apiece. We hit the end of regulation. The Nashville Preds earn a point for their first time in 6 games, and they also outshoot the Islanders in regulation 30-21. We hit the overtime session, 3-on-3 at 40 seconds in. It's Hogberg coming up with the save on Forsberg. 139 of the overtime session. Holmstrom hits the post. 156 of the overtime. Svechkov puts this game away for the Nashville Predators with his 8th goal of the season. Shea carried it in, held, delayed, and then passed it to the middle of the ice, and Svechkov cuts right down the middle and rips it top left corner to give the Nashville Predators a 7-6 victory on home ice, outshooting the Islanders 32-22. So again, the end of the first period, a 2-2 game. The end of the second period, a 4-4 game. The end of the third period, a 6-6 hockey game. And then 1 minute and 56 seconds into the overtime frame, the Nashville Predators get their 7th goal. I wish they could have kept on playing, but for the home crowd, they were more than happy to take the extra point, head on out of the building. For Svechkov, what a huge game-winning goal in overtime for this young player and prospect for the Nashville Predators. So the Predators come away with the 7-6 victory, a puncher's game, back and forth all night long. Again, tied after the first, tied after the second, tied at the end of regulation. The Preds get the final blow in and win this game by a score of 7-6. What a fascinating 2-game set with the New York Islanders. The Predators gave up 7 to the Islanders and lost in Long Island, and they score 7 against the Islanders in Nashville, and they pick up a victory. Onanen gives up 6 goals and still comes away with the win. That's going to do it for the Reverse Sports full game recap. We've got so much more analysis, box score, and more coming up right here next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Let's do some analysis and get into the numbers. And there are a whole lot of bits of information, a lot of data input onto the grid. So let's get into it. Onanen got the start. He goes 16-22. He gives up 6 goals against, and he gets a victory in this one. A 7.27 in-game save percentage, and he gets a victory. I don't know, but I would assume that's got to be amongst the worst all-time in-game single-game save percentages that ends in a victory. So for Onanen, he's had some really tough nights where the Predators have just failed in front of him defensively, and the offense has just been non-existent. So for Onanen, he deserves to get this victory. He deserves the credit for this one, but those statistics are absolutely brutal. It's one of those things where you almost tell a story that it's funny later on that you were able to pick up a victory with an in-game save percentage of 727, and you gave up 6 goals against. Steven Stamkos, I like him when he's angry. 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points, and man, was he pissed off after that high sticking call was not made against the Islanders that led to them having the clean and easy break for a shorthanded goal. Stamkos was just fired up after that moment. He ends up with 4 points in this game, and he was an impressive force. We have not seen him nearly enough this season be that impressive force that we have heard about for so many years and seen as an opponent here in Nashville. But now, this is one of those games that just marked that one. I think Steven Stamkos has got it out of his system now. He got fully angry at that officiating crew last night and that non-call, and he comes back and he helps the Nashville Predators secure a victory in overtime 7-6. Philip Forsberg, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points in this one. 30 goals again on this season. Again, the Nashville Predators' greatest goal scorer in team history is Philip Forsberg, and he has another great season. 30 goals, 72 total points in a season that has not had very many highlights, positives, or significantly fun things to talk about. Philip Forsberg's season is going to go down, and it's one of the best of his career yet again. 30 goals, probably more by the end of the season with 4 games to go. I anticipate Forsberg will get on the board at least one more time, and he might have one more big game in him before the end of the season. But another multi-point game for the Predators team scoring leader. 30 goals leads the Preds, 42 assists leads the Preds, 72 total points leads the Predators by 20 over the next position of Jonathan Marchessault at 52 points. So Forsberg, another big night at the rink. Bunting picks up a goal and assist for 2 points in this game. Also generates 3 shots on goal, and he made a real difference in this one. His style of play was perfect for this Islanders matchup, and he was definitely doing the hard work out there. And the goal that he earns, well, I mean, that's one of the big ones for the Nashville Predators this season, tying the game up that late in the game. The way this game unfolded, tied at 2, tied at 4, tied at 6 at the end of regulation, and that 6th goal coming with just seconds left for the Nashville Predators. A very exciting moment, a very exciting 2-goal comeback late in the third period. Marchessault generates 3 assists in this game and 3 shots on goal and 3 hits. He was into the threes on this one. Marchessault looks strong, coming back from an injury. Now a game in, he's looking back to his normal self. He was bringing the no half step and jam all throughout this game. And again, 3 total points in this game, and 1832 was amongst the time on ice leaders for the forwards. Brady Shea had 3 assists in this game as well, 2 block shots, 24-14 in total time on ice. Shea 6th on the team in scoring. And again, since Roman Josi has gone out of the lineup, Brady Shea has really put together a very solid run of games here, and offensively, he's put up some really, really good numbers. I think Brady Shea is going to have a very big second season for this Nashville Predators next year, and this was a massive game. 3 assists and 2 block shots and 24-14 in total time on ice. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. A whole lot of data input on the grid for the box scores, so the good, cold, hard numbers coming up next. Let's hear from our good friends at Stripe Digital Solutions before that.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way, from startup to full-time operation. Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Time for the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. Your goal-scoring leaders for this game in the Nashville Predators. Steven Stamkos had 2. Michael Bunting with 1. Philip Forsberg with 1. Michael McCarron with 1. Ryan O'Reilly with 1. Svechkov, the overtime game-winning goal, 1 for him. Assists, 3 for Jonathan Marchessault, 3 for Brady Shea, 2 for Steven Stamkos, and then 1 for Bunting, 1 Evangelista, 1 for Phil Forsberg, and 1 for Nick Blankenberg in this game. And Blankenberg's pass over to Stamkos for one of his goals was a hell of a primary assist. Blankenberg deserves some stick taps for that on the power play. Quarterbacking the power play has been very solid for Nick Blankenberg as of late. Your shots on goal, 5 for Luke Evangelista. He was buzzing the net all night long. 3 for Michael Bunting, 3 for Phil Forsberg, 3 for Jonathan March. So when it comes to block shots, 2 was the team high, led by 5 different players. McCarron and Smith, not a shock right there. Barron's usually among the team leaders in this, 2 as well there. Osterley and Shea also adding 2 shots on goal. The physical component of things in the hits, LaRue paced the Preds with 5. Forsberg had 3. McCarron had 3. Cole Smith had 3. And Andreas England also with 3. Your time on ice leaders from the forward grouping. Great to see 12 forwards back out there on the rink. 1936 for Ryan O'Reilly, 1927 for Steven Stamkos, 1832 for Jonathan Marchessault. On the defensive side of things, quite a different story. 24-14 for Brady Shea, 22-55 for Nick Blankenberg, and 20-46 for Justin Barron. Your power play time on ice leaders, the power play was 2-4-3 in this game. 203 for Forsberg, Marchessault, O'Reilly and Stamkos, 146 for Blankenberg in power play time on ice. Your penalty kill time on ice leaders, penalty kill was perfect, 2 for 2 in this game. 207 for Svechkov and 206 for LaRue. 304 for Blankenberg, 301 for Brady Shea. Other numbers falling out of the box score after we get to the netminders numbers. 16-22 for Arnon, 6 goals against, 727 in-game save percentage, 16 even strength saves, 0 power play, 0 shorthanded saves, and a victory overall. That's the only thing that matters at the end of the night. The other numbers falling out of the box for the power play, 2 for 3. The penalty kill, 2 for 2. Face-off winning percentage, 38.1. That number, putrid. A lot of numbers in this game, kind of crazy, though. 21 hits, 13 block shots, 9 takeaways, 15 giveaways, and close it out by saying that absolutely was one of the wildest games of the season. I've repeated the point a couple of times, but you want to see a good back and forth. A high-scoring game is good and fine, but, to be 2-2 and then 4-4 and then 6-6 at the end of each period, respectively, and the Predators winning it in the way they did, 7-6 in overtime, that was fascinating, exciting, fun hockey. The Predators with a late 2-goal comeback. A lot of people probably in the parking garage cursing that they left the game a little bit early, but, the Preds hadn't really lived up to any expectations this season. So when the Predators got behind by 2 in the third period, it was natural to assume that they were going to wilt and fold. But Steven Stamkos got his anger up in this one, and the Predators fed off of that right back to the 6-6 comeback, the 7-6 victory. That's going to do it for Operation number 990. Listen up, Renegades. Watch Channel 5 in the next couple of days. Channel 5 and John Burton came by the new HQ to check out the construction that we have gotten done so far and to get a preview of what the future looks like for the Renegades of Puck. Again, I will post that on social media as soon as I get the full details of when the piece will air. But we sat down this afternoon and did about 2 hours total of recording. I'm assuming that will all be cut down to about 5-6 minutes in totality, and I hope that it's really good. Felt like it was really good. Got our message across and got to talk about the Renegades. That's what we do. You call and you ask, and we have an answer. We were ready for them to come by and check us out. We are always ready over here. With the bunker and now the HQ both up and running, Renegades, future, unstoppable. That's going to do it for Operation number 990 only. 10 shows left before we wrap up this version of the podcast and move on and evolve to what the future will be. That's good and cryptic enough for today. Stick, taps, love, and respect, Renegades. I appreciate you. I appreciate your viewership, and I appreciate, of course, each and every one of you. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier.